This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.
Come on, Wrexham, let's go. And welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're getting ready for the end of this season. And like the title says, Wrexham's 12 biggest games in the last 14 years. You can look at last season and say, well, Stevie, it was a run into the end of the season there too. And I'd agree with you. I really would. But I think you'd agree with me that looking at this season, looking at the way the table sits, the form, the season we've had so far behind us, the ebb and flow confidence and the move on and off the field, is like this thing has picked itself up and it's moving itself down the road. It's literally on autopilot. Phil Parkins has done a magical job. And you can say we've got weapons from Jimmy Jones all the way to Paul Mullin. You know, defence is doing great too. Mr. Leighton in goal has got good hands at times, I'd say as well, you know, and we got two good keepers, not just one, but the whole show is fantastic. So like I say, this is, for my money, the biggest 12 games to finish the season off that Wrexham's probably had for 14 years. Now, I welcome you in. Hope you love what you've seen so far. You're going to get more than what you just had. And I'll tell you what, I'm absolutely buzzing for this season with Wrexham, mate. I tell you, I'm absolutely buzzing. I've had more fun with this than anything in probably 30 years in football. I'll tell you what, I grew up not far from Wrexham, just so you know. Anyway, moved to Canada a few years back, many years back, but I love it out here. And I do travel back and forth, don't worry. And I'll be taking a game in at the racecourse ground again, don't you worry. But on today's show, getting ready for Maidenhead United. Now I'm going to line it up. Like I say, 12 biggest games in 14 years. That's what I'm saying. We're going to talk about the next 12 games in graphical order and numerical and sequential order too, but predictions. Maybe it helps out your wager. Maybe it doesn't, but we're going to look at that too. Then we'll talk about the amazing streak, because it is an amazing streak, and yay, that may continue. Then we're going to talk about payback. Payback is a sweet thing. You'll know what I mean when I've told you what the payback is. I'm going to be telling you about Wrexham fans. And by the way, if you are not a massive Wrexham fan, and for you, the big Wrexham fan, I know you know your stuff. And I know that it is your blood, and it is your passion, it is your way of life. And you know when someone makes a mistake or it's not up to the level of the Wrexham. I get it. I know what you're talking about. But joining us as well on YouTube will be people that are just finding out about Wrexham, just falling in love with it. They're watching their TV channel, Welcome to Wrexham, which was an absolute hit. Kudos to Ryan and Rob. Brilliant. Not Ryan and Ryan. Them in the know will know what I'm saying. That's a show a few shows back. Ryan and Ryan. Rob and Ryan. We all know what that's about. If you don't, go check it down below in the video library. And it's a Wrexham show, obviously. So go figure that out. And it's one of the first Wrexham shows. It's quite funny, actually. And we've had some fun poking back at us. But like I say, payback. Payback is sweet. We're going to be talking about the payback April 10th. Got it on your calendar? I know you do. But for those, like I say, who are just joining the party, April 10th, mark your calendar. Notts County at the racecourse ground. Got to be a win. That would be something I'm going to talk about in this show in a little while. And then we're going to talk about the summer news as well, like the tour to the News End of America, Manchester United and Chelsea. And then we'll finish off with a bit of talk about Maidenhead United. Okay, let's get into this. So like I say it's the biggest 12 games in the last 14 years. Tell me what you think down below. And if you've got a comment to make about the show, anytime down below. And remember, please like, subscribe and like, and tap that notification button. Right, let's don't waste any time. Let's get into them predictions. The next 12 games in graphical order with a lovely bit of music in behind. Enjoy this. And hey, maybe it helps you make a bit on the flutter on your wager. Maybe you make some money off that too. Maybe it confirms what you're thinking. Anyway, here's the next 12 games in sequential order as they're coming in the league, and also the predictions of each game too. Enjoy. I'll see you in a second or two. This is the one I want to talk about at the Racecourse Ground, April 10th, Notts County. By this time, should we get a favourable result, and if the form continues as it is right now, by April 10th, we might be in a great position where this game might well be very instrumental on who gets first place. Because don't kid yourself, Notts County's not going anywhere. They're going to chase all the way. They want it as bad as anybody else. They're going to try and stop, Wrexham, who now everybody's jealous of, yeah? Everybody's jealous of Wrexham. And they got rights to be. They got two wonderful owners and the future looks good. And with a smirk and a smile, I'm sure you're wearing the same attitude too. It's like it's Wonderland. It's like Fantasyland. It's like it's everybody bloody land. It's absolutely fantastic land. But you've got to clinch promotion to get there. And April 10th against Notts County. Remember, they're going to be baying for blood. Yeah, they were on top for so long and now we've got it. We've snatched it away. Game in hand, looking good. They want to take that back. And I tell you what, we shouldn't let them do lightly. So remember, go bananas April 10th at the Racecourse Ground. The more noise, the more you scare them, the more you put them off their game. With every touch they make, you boo the living hell out of them. Give them a real hostile arena. Make it like a coliseum, yeah? Wrexham fans baying for blood. And I'm not saying nasty, I'm just saying give them a hard time, you know what I'm saying? But that's going to be the big game. Tell you what, let's look at some of the summer news coming through. I know some of you guys may well know about the summer news coming off in the United States. You've got Manchester United and Chelsea against Wrexham in America. Now, the game against Chelsea, that is going to come off at Chapel Hill in Carolina. The game against Manchester United, that's coming off in San Diego, California. The reason why I'm going over this maybe one or two times is because as people join in the show, they then get some more news. And if they didn't know before, they do know now that Wrexham is coming to the USA. So maybe a lot of people are starting to think about booking tickets. This is what I want to say to the Wrexham fans. That's a point about this little segment, is that if you come over to the US to watch Wrexham, which is a fantastic thing, and I want to see as many Wrexham fans in stadium as possible, I'll be there. But what I want to tell you is this, is that the flights in America, domestic flights, are hours long. I'm going to check it up, but I can imagine to fly from San Diego to Chapel Hill is probably a 4 to 5 hour flight. Okay, so just get that in your head. And flying from Wrexham or the UK to the West Coast, San Diego, that's about 11 hours. So cook yourselves ready for a long flight. Just like that movie. Did you ever watch that movie, American Made? American Made with Tom Cruise, and they're flying out of the coast to slow the chasing FBI planes. The FBI had like super fast planes. And Tom Cruise and his crew, they could slow the planes right down and fly for a long time. Well, that's what you're doing when you're crossing the United States. You're flying for a really long time. So you better have something to do, just so that you realize, because some people come over and they don't think about the time to travel and this, that, and the other. Put it in your minds, guys. It's a long way to travel, and it takes a long time to travel places as well, because it's a massive chunk of rock that North America sits on, yeah? So anyway, having that one, let's get on to the talking points about Maidenhead United coming up this Saturday, March 4th. An absolutely huge game to keep this on the road. And win again would be beautiful, but I'm going to talk about Maidenhead United right now. Before we get to Maidenhead United, I want to just talk about that payback issue. It's very simple. Wrexham fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. New Wrexham fans or new viewers to the theme of Wrexham, there's a payback issue that Wrexham owes to clubs in this league, the National League. The first club was Chesterfield. Chesterfield beat Wrexham earlier in the season 2-0. Well, they got paid back 2-1. And by the way, the 2-1 against Chesterfield recently, I was a little bit surprised that we coughed up a goal at the end there. I was a little bit surprised. I wasn't worried, but a bit disappointed for the keeper. I mean, keepers live and die for clean sheets, and we all just sort of sat off as that shot came in. It was really strange to watch it, but anyway, it was a great game to watch, really was. Well done to the crowd in the stadium. Cold, chilly night, but you all made a lot of noise, and the boys put in another big performance. Sometimes you got to like put guts and glory to it and really tough it out, a game of attrition. And that's what that was. But they're not all going to be super pretty games. It wasn't a bad game. There were some nice moves and nice moments, but it was a battle, yeah? So at the end of the day, 3 points were had. And I was just a little maybe disappointed that we got scored on. Maybe I'm getting too arrogant about my expectations. I don't normally think I am, but I was personally. I'm just talking personally. I was a little disappointed that we got scored on. I loved it that we scored 2 goals, and I'm loving it that guys are scoring from around the team. We got goals in us all the way from Jimmy Jones, all the way up to Paul Mullin, Ollie Palmer. All of them can score goals. I mean, like I said in the last show, we got goals right across this team. When we need them, we seem to find them, and that's a mark of a great team. Plus, Phil Parkinson's doing an absolutely phenomenal job. It's just unbelievable what he's doing. But anyway, that's the team. Now, talking about Maidenhead United, York Road, not an easy place to go. It's going to be pretty tough. And let's remember, Maidenhead United, 3 wins on the bounce right now. We got 4 wins on the bounce. But in behind their 3 wins, they got 2 losses backing that up. So 3-2 in the last 5, with 4 wins and a draw in the last 5. Going on the road, it doesn't matter where Wrexham play. The grass is the grass and the green is the green, and it doesn't matter. Any given day, Wrexham can play anywhere, as was proven in the FA Cup, yeah? Just think for a second, that could have been Wrexham taking out Tottenham. I mean, Wrexham were minutes away from taking out Sheffield United in the Cup at the Racehorse Ground, remember? And recently, Sheffield United smacking Tottenham at the FA Cup. Credit to Sheffield. But that could have been Wrexham. Anyway, not diversing too much, but the Maidenhead game, it's going to be a tough one. York Road is not an easy place to go, like I say, but I think at the end of the day, we're at least good for a draw, but I don't want to see a draw. I want the 3 points. I want the win. I don't care if it's a 1-0 squeaker. I don't care if it's a 5-0 win. I really don't care what the score is. Just secure the 3 points. That's the main thing. Now, on the other side of the equation, and like I say, I'm looking for the win. And anybody out there, drop me how many people are travelling to Maidenhead game. I'd like to know how many are going to the Maidenhead United game. Drop it down below like you did before, guys. Wrexham, you guys out there, you were awesome when I asked you before for something. Please, again, I'm asking you now. Let me know how many super guys and girls are going down to Maidenhead United. Would love to know. Now, on the flip side, the nemesis, Notts County. Well, they're on the road at 9th place, Bromley. By the way, Maidenhead is 14th. But they're on the road at 9th place, Bromley. Hayes Lane, not an easy place to go. Could be a bad day for Notts County. Let's hope. But it could be a bad day. Let's really hope. And if it is a bad day for them, it's going to be a bloody good day for us. I really do think that the longer this goes now that we've literally got on top and got the game in hand, we got security. That game in hand is security. But being on top is a psychological thing. We've chased and chased and chased and caught them. Now we've topped them. And now we're going to stay top. And that's exactly where Phil needs to keep the team. And once we stay top for more than 2 to 3 weeks, it cements itself. And then the focus and the confidence, it's just like concrete. You can't break it. It's absolutely there where you need it. Absolutely at the top of the game. So, at the end of the weekend, I'm looking for 3 more points. I think you are too. I'm enjoying this ride. And I'm asking you to come back to the post-game. I'm going to be watching the game. And there are places that you can see the game online. Check into it online, guys. Just follow it easily on your own search engines, and it'll direct you to the right place where the money needs to end up, and that's at Wrexham and at the National League. I don't want to see anybody deviating and paying these cable companies when they're not even Wrexhamites, because if you're not Wrexham, you don't deserve to feed or live off it. If you are Wrexham, by all means, I guess it's allowed. So come back for the post-game, and I'll tell you what, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Let's have 3 points. Thank you, Wrexham fans. Thank you, new Wrexham fans. Please like, subscribe and like. Tap the notification button. Cheers.
The Ultimate Soccer Show. Join me. Listen. You'll love it. Everybody does.